Welcome to 11th NCERT of Biology, Unit 2, Chapter 5, Morphology of Flowering Plants. The wide range of structure of higher plants will never fail to fascinate us. That is 5.1 The root. Majority of dicotyledons plants, the direct elongation of radicle leads to formation of primary root which grows inside the soil. It bears lateral roots to several orders that are arrived referred to as secondary, tertiary, etc. roots. The primary roots and its branches constitute taproot as seen in the mustard plant. You can see the figure 5.2a. In monocotyledons plants, the primary root is short-lived and it is replaced by large number of roots. These roots originate from the base of stem and constitute the fibrous root system. As seen in the wheat plant, in some plants like grass, Monstera, banana tree, moist areas from plants other than radicle are called adventitious roots. 5.1.1 Region of the root. The root is covered at the apex of the thimble-like structure called root cap. A few millimeters above the root cap is region of metametric region. The region after that is present is region of elongation. Next to that is region of maturation. Next, on the region of maturation, fine hair and thread-like structures are present are called root hairs. Next is 5.1.2 Modification of root. Root in some plants changes their shape and structure and becomes modified to perform functions other than absorption and conduction of water and minerals. The stem 5.2. What are the features of distinguish stem from a root? The stem is ascending part of the axis branching, bearing branching leaves, fruits, flowers. It develops from the plumule of embryo of germinating seed. The stem bears nodes and internodes. 5.2.1 Modification of stems. The stem may not always be typically like what they are expected to be. They are modified to perform different functions. Underground stems of potato, ginger, turmeric, zamicon, colocasia are modified to store food in them. They also act as organs of pre-pollination to tide over the condition unfavorable for growth. Stem tendrils, which develop from axillary buds, are cylindrical and spirally coiled and help plants to climb, such as in gourds. 5.3 The leaf. Leaf is a lateral general flattened structure of the bone borne on the stem. It develops at the node and bears bud in the axil. Axillary bud lateral develops into branch leaves originate from the shoot apical meristem and are arranged in an acropetal order. They are most important vegetative organs of photosynthesis. 5.3.1 Venation. The arrangement of veins and venules in the lamina of leaf are termed as venations. When the venulates form a network, the the venation is termed as reticulus. When the veins run parallel to each other with lamina, the venation is termed as parallel venation. 5.3.2 The types of leaves. A leaf is said to be simple when the lamina is entire or when incised. The incision do not touch the midrib. When the incision of the lamina reach up to the midrib, breaking into number of leaflets, the leaf is called compound leaf. Phyllotaxy is a pattern of arrangement on leaves on the stem or branch. These usually of three types: alternative, opposite, and whorled types. 5.3.4 Modification of leaves. Leaves are often modified to perform function other than photosynthesis. They are converted into tendrils for climbing, as in the peas, or into spines. 5.4 Inflorescence. Flower is modified shoot, where the shoot apical meristem changes to flower meristem. Internodes do not elongate and axis gets condensed. The apex produces different kinds of floral appendages laterally at the successive nodes instead of leaves. When a shoot tip transforms into flower, it is always solitary. The arrangement of flowers on the floral axis is termed as inflorescence. 5.5 The flower. Flower is reproductive until in the angiosperm. It means for sexual reproduction, a typical flower has four different kinds of whorls arranged successively on the swollen end of the stalk or pedicet called thalamus or receptacles. 5.5.1 Parts of flower. Each flower normally has four floral whorls, that is calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. Calyx is the outermost whorl flower of member are called sepals. Corolla is composed of petals. Androecium is composed of stamens. Each stamen, which represent the male reproductive organ, consists of stalk or filament and an anther. And gynoecium is a female reproductive part of the flower and is made up of one or more carpels. A carpel consists of three parts, namely stigma, style, and ovary. Fruit. Fruit is a characteristic feature of flowering plants. It is mature or ripened ovary developed after fertilization. If the fruit is formed without fertilization of the ovary, it is called parthenocarpic fruit. The seed. Ovules are fertilized. Ovules after the fertilization develop into seeds. A seed is made up of seed coat and embryo. The embryo is made up of radical and embryonical axis and one or two cotyledons. This was the audiobook of chapter 5. Let's meet in the next upcoming audiobook. Thank you guys.